Today we are going to spray new Bedliner over the old Bedliner on my 2002 Chevy Silverado. This truck has 360,000 miles on it, it's 19 years old, and the original spray-on liner was done when the truck was new. Rhino liner is what was used then. I'm going to be spraying Raptor Liner over it. The product I'm using is a Tintable Raptor Liner kit that came with just about everything I needed, including a spray gun. A link to my purchase is in the description below. I got the 4-bottle kit, which was a perfect amount for my 6.5-foot truck bed. The tint I chose is dark blue, plus I'm adding silver sparkle to it with the hopes that it'll give it a metallic look, but there'll be more on this later. Links to all the products used are in the description. I got started by cleaning the bed. I decided to pressure wash first and parked the truck on some ramps so water would flow out of the bed. Once I was done, I let it dry out overnight. The makers of Raptor Liner, Upol, recommend priming any bare metal spots. I decided to cover up any place in the bed liner that had chipped away with Rust-Oleum Automotive Primer. I don't have a garage or any other covered space to do this project, so I got a 12x20 canopy tent to use as a makeshift paint booth. I'm going to be doing more painting projects on the truck, so this seemed like a good investment. Also, I found some carpet somebody was throwing away to lay down on the ground. My goal is to cut down on debris flying around. This is far from perfect, but I'm not creating a showpiece. I'm just trying to add some protection to this old truck so it makes sense to keep it a bit longer. Now that the bed is clean, it's time to tape off the edges. I'm using blue painter's tape mostly because I already had some on hand. I also purchased a roll of tape and drape, which saves time when you have to tape plastic to cover a big area. I decided it would make the project easier if I removed the tailgate, so I set it up on a couple of sawhorses and taped it off as well. Let's mix some Raptor Liner. The kit comes with a measuring cup for hardener. It can also be added directly to the bottle. The fill line is the indented ring in the bottle. After filling with hardener, I added 3 ounces of tint. I've seen some people use a scale for this, and if I were to do it again, I would try it that way. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I'm adding silver sparkle to the mix with the hopes to give it a metallic look. I would recommend skipping this, and you'll see why in the end. I decided to mix all 4 bottles at the same time, so that way once I started spraying, I could just keep spraying. As you can see, the sparkle ended up being super messy. By the time I was finished, it was everywhere, and it probably will be for years to come. Once the bottles were ready, I put on my 3M respirator and some safety glasses and started spraying. For my air rig, I'm using a regulator filter combo, and I have an inline dryer that I've attached to the spray gun. I got both of these pretty cheap and they seem to do the job. I set the regulator to 55 psi. It is recommended to shoot between 40 and 70 psi. The lower pressure will give you a rougher texture, while the higher pressure will give you a little bit smoother texture. I didn't have a strong preference, and I decided to start in the middle. I started by spraying the bed walls, taking time to get into all the nooks and crannies. Make sure to get everything you need to spray from the bed, because once the bed itself is sprayed, that's it. I really like the color mix of the first bottle. It's very close to the color I was going for. This bottle had the least amount of sparkle in it. The second bottle had the most, which makes the blue appear much lighter in color. When I started spraying the second bottle, I got a sinking feeling that I had ruined this project. The contrast of the two shades of blue was tough to blend. Fortunately, the third and fourth bottle were consistent, and I was able to lightly coat over the first two bottles sprayed to even out the color. Again, this is why I would try using a scale to add the pigment instead of relying loosely on a fill line. Also, the sparkle definitely affected the color, and as you can see in the final product, you can't even tell it's in there. When I finished spraying, I removed the tape before the product had time to cure. Then I let it sit overnight. While the canopy helped keep debris out while I was spraying, it certainly wasn't perfect. I would consider adding a sidewall kit to cut down on leaves blowing in. But these are perfectly acceptable results for this project. If you found this video informative, helpful, or just entertaining, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more project videos, hit the subscribe button as well. Doing both helps me out and will encourage me to keep making videos of the projects I do. Thanks for watching.